If you ask ChatGPT what its chess rating, it will definitely say 3000 plus. But let's be honest, we have all seen how badly it played. Sometimes it even breaks basic chess rules.
So Stockfish plays the move d3, developing its dark squared bishop and, solidifying its center. And in this position, ChatGPT plays the move pawn from non-existence to d6.
But few months ago, OpenAI introduced a feature called Think for Longer. This feature lets ChatGPT calculate deeper and reason more logically, almost like a chess computer. And when you turn this feature on and give it this prompt, the way it plays it insane. In this video, I will show you a game between Stockfish and ChatGPT, where ChatGPT actually played like a monster. Let's dive in. Things started very normal. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6 and bishop b5, then knight to f6. Then ChatGPT does kingside castle. You see in opening phase, ChatGPT make very less mistakes. Then knight takes pawn, rook to e1, attacking on knight. Stockfish plays knight to d6. Now this pawn is double attacker, so ChatGPT takes. Stockfish goes for bishop to e7 instead of capturing. And here ChatGPT plays bishop to f1, bringing back his developed bishop. Then Stockfish takes knight, and instead of capturing knight by rook, ChatGPT goes for pawn to d4, retreating the knight. Knight goes on g6 square, ChatGPT develops his second knight, and then kingside castle. Then we have pawn to d3, bishop to c6, and then bishop to f4. ChatGPT developed his bishop, but forgot that this bishop is attacked by this knight. So knight takes, and then queen f3, putting pressure on this knight. Knight takes bishop, queen takes knight, and knight e8. So that the Stockfish can bring his knight here, push his pawn and develop his bishop. Then pawn to d5, pawn to d6 instead of capturing, so that this bishop can develop. Pawn takes, and then queen to e4. And here ChatGPT plays a good move, putting double pressure, attacking on this bishop with rook support and also putting pressure on this pawn. Bishop to e6, queen takes pawn and rook to c8. ChatGPT brings his queen on safe square and then pawn to d5. Rook to d1, triple attack, then knight to f6, triple protection. Then we have pawn to h3, bishop b4, ChatGPT goes for rook to e3, supporting this knight. King h8, rook on d3 square, and then bishop c5. This bishop was putting pressure on this pawn, so ChatGPT goes for rook to d2 and supporting this pawn. Then rook e8, knight a4, attacking on this bishop. Bishop goes on safest square, and knight also come back on his square. Then we have queen to b6, putting pressure on this pawn. Again knight a4, attacking and supporting. Queen to b8, and here ChatGPT made a blunder. Knight to c5, bishop takes, pawn to c3, and then queen to e5. Rook takes pawn, bishop takes pawn, and instead of catching it by rook, ChatGPT goes for queen to d5. Knight takes, rook e1, attacking on queen, bishop captures pawn and give check, king f1, and checkmate. And this was the game of ChatGPT. Thanks for watching.